Hey guys, it's Nikki and welcome back to our channel and welcome to part 1 of our Quaranthings series where Yana and I do the different things we've been enjoying over quarantine. So as you can see by the title of this video, this is going to be all about sewing, and I'm really excited to share this video with you guys because as some of you may or may not know, I really do enjoy sewing and I've made a couple of pieces in the past few years. Well, the first thing that I actually made on my own was a mermaid tail when I was in high school because I wanted to feel like a mermaid and there weren't any mermaid tails for sale yet in the Philippines. So yeah, and eventually I ventured off into making dresses and eventually into gowns. So the most fundamental part of sewing for me is really learning how to make a basic pattern, because once you have a basic pattern, you can basically play around with it more. I keep saying basic. I wanted to have new pieces in my closet, but I kind of didn't want to spend for something that I couldn't wear, you know, soon. So I decided to make my own pieces out of things that I have here at home. So for this video, I'm gonna make 3 different pieces, including this shirt that I am wearing now. So this is actually upcycled from some scrap cloth which I found at home and an old curtain. The curtain actually never got used. I think I'm kind of proud of myself at how resourceful I have been throughout this video, and you will see it later as the video progresses. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and please give it a thumbs up if you do. I actually never draw the pieces that I sew before making them because I literally have zero drawing talent, but I'm going to give it a try today for the sake of this video and so you can envision what I'm making while I'm rambling on. Okay, so the first and foundational part of dressmaking is of course your pattern, and in order to achieve a nice pattern, you need to have accurate measurements which can be obtained by having someone else measure you. So ideally we would be using pattern paper, or in my case I usually use manila paper for my patterns, but since we are in quarantine and not leaving the house anytime soon, I'm just using some leftover cartolina which was from an old college project from years ago. So first I made my basic bodice pattern, which I then copied to a different pattern paper which I modified to fit the different designs that I made. So for this design, I'm making a little sweetheart cut on the top. Now that we have our pattern, we can now transfer it to our fabric, and I'm using tailor's chalk to do this, but honestly you can just use a pencil. And yes, I used old calendar paper to substitute for the pattern this time because #quarantine. So after tracing the pattern onto the fabric, I then cut out the fabric and hand sew the darts together before running it through the machine. Now we repeat the entire process of tracing, cutting, and hand sewing onto our sheer cloth. This cloth was difficult to work with since it's more delicate and slippery than the lining. So now we are running the lining and the sheer cloth through the machine, and after that we can then attach the lining and the sheer cloth together, hand sew it again, and then run it through the machine, and then attach the front and back pieces together, and then put on the zipper. So now we move on to my most dreaded part of dressmaking, which is the sleeves. So after drawing and tracing out the sleeve pattern, I cut the secondary pattern into strips and lay the strips down on another pattern paper to expand the pattern and make puff sleeves. So they're very cute but very tiring to make. So after tracing the pattern onto the fabric and cutting it out, I then hem the sleeves and insert the garter in the hem and sew the garter into the fabric, making sure to pull the garter while sewing to achieve the maximum puffiness. Lastly, we sew the sides of the sleeves together and attach the sleeve to the top, and we are done. For our next project, we have these long sleeve dress shirt things from my mom's closet, which don't fit me, but they have a nice linen material, so I decided to take them apart and give them new life. So the first step was undoing the seams with the ripper, which took way longer than I expected, aka the entire afternoon. Okay, so for the second pair, we have a cute crop top and skirt pair with zippers in front, which will be covered by button detailing. So by now you probably already know the drill, making the pattern and tracing it onto the cloth. It did take a while for me to decide how to lay out the pattern since the fabric was limited, but we made it work. And here's me trying to figure out how to put the skirt piece like 10 times. And now we cut out the fabric and hand sew the darts and the pieces together. Hi Hi guys, it's 1 a.m. and I didn't flip the pattern when I was making the skirt, so I ended up having 2 left sides. So good thing I didn't run it through the machine, so I don't have to like undo the whole thing. So I'm just gonna redo this tomorrow morning because I'm really tired and I don't wanna re-sew it at 1 a.m. Also, this bobbin has 3 colors. It's so cute. It's been used so many times. Now we run the fabric through the machine, attaching the front and back pieces together, and then we fold the hem of both the blouse and the skirt, and then we attach the zipper. And since the zipper for the top and the skirt are both in front, I decided to add this button detail from the original shirt to cover the zipper and add character to the piece. It's so messy. We have the sewing machine, the pattern that I'm working on, and then we have here my trash can and the different pattern papers that I have, and extra calendars. The newspapers. Wait, is this the one? Oh, I found it. So the last piece is a simple little dress with bows on the thin straps. So this piece was actually the easiest for me to make despite it being a dress, since I just used the same pattern from the crop top and skirt that I made earlier, and I already kind of knew the placement of the pattern on the fabric. The main difference of this piece from the crop top and skirt, aside from it being a dress of course, is that the zipper was in the back. So for the top, I cut the pattern into 3 pieces to make it fit within the limited fabric that I had. So after cutting the fabric, hand sewing the darts and hem, and running it through the machine, I then attached the skirt and top together by hand sewing before running it through the machine again to finally make a dress. I then attach a zipper through the length of the back of the dress. So I sewed these 1-inch wide pieces of cloth together to make thin straps. So that was the end of our video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please like and subscribe and leave a comment down below, and stay tuned for new videos every Saturday. Bye guys! If you have any questions about sewing, feel free to leave them in the comment section down below or message me on Instagram.